host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Another day here serving as your consumer advocate. 10 years on air. Real excited about that. Helping you win in any marketplace, keeping you informed about things happening not only in Tampa Bay, but across this great nation. And, of course, on the real estate side, we're featuring our real estate listings to help our sellers sell faster for more money, profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. Wells Fargo to pay a $1 billion settlement about some of their business practices that we know a lot of the big banks all participate in. They all have almost every year they get hand slapped with a certain amount of fines and settlements that they end up settling. We got a great lineup for you today here on the program. Fred Mew, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, contractor, expert contributor, supply chain, labor force. We're going to talk with him. Brent Shiver as well, Wild Out Animal and Pest Removal on the program. And we're going to be kicking off here with Cliff Gephart as well, creator Conservatives Grounds Coffee. And we're going to talk about a Trump event coming up on Saturday, June 10th, MAGA Trump Rally, MAGATrumpRally.com. We're going to talk with him about that. World record-setting boat parade also last year. So coming up in just a minute, we're going to talk with Cliff. Before we do, we always like to feature our real estate listings live on air. Part of our strategy to help sellers sell faster for more money through our Keller Williams team, Livy and Coastal Elite, also the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We got a hot new listing here at 605 Monterey Avenue. This is a beautiful property in Pinellas County, Clearwater, Florida. Gorgeous home. This is a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath property, 2,163 square feet. And this property has just a gorgeous layout, beautiful pool, screened-in pool in the back. Just a gorgeous flow to the property as well. Beautiful home right here in Clearwater, Florida. You can see beautiful listings at Platinum MVP Team. .kw.com. Also, we've got another one at 3310 Briarwood Circle. 3310 Briarwood Circle. Another beautiful Pinellas County property, 3 bedrooms, 2-bath, 1,387 square feet. This is a Florida lifestyle beauty, ranch-style home, maple wood flooring, high vaulted ceilings, just a gorgeous property. Another beautiful home, great opportunity here in Tampa Bay, 3310 Briarwood Circle, Safety Harbor, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. And a quick shout out to Innovative Solar. Make sure you reach out to the friends of the program. We always talk about the importance of supporting the local economy, supporting like-minded individuals and companies while you're supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show, Salem Media family as well. InnovativeSolarFL.com, our go-to for solar. InnovativeSolarFL.com, residential or commercial. And the pricing of solar has come down over the years. The technology has improved, and you get a lot of efficiency out of those solar panels. So check them out online, InnovativeSolarFL.com. All right, we're going to welcome in Cliff Gephart. Welcome in, sir.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for coming in. And you're the creator of Conservative Grounds Coffee and very involved in the political realm and the environment out there, not only in Tampa Bay, but across our great nation.
Yeah, some people say that. I am the creator of Conservative Grounds Coffee Shop. It's probably the most hated business in America by about 40% of the country.
Yep.
You're in business. We couldn't even get workers' comp insurance for the first 2 weeks that we were opened.
Wow.
Because there were so many death threats, gun threats, violence towards baristas that were going to start working there. And I was offered at one point, they said, well, we'll give you workers' comp, but it's going to be based on gun store prices, not coffee shop prices. Well, I mean, that's how crazy this world is that we can't even sell coffee and talk about, at least our side of opinions.
Exactly.
Without violence being perpetrated by the left.
Yeah, it is the left. And it's the left that has that, win at all costs mentality. Dude, lie anything. Durham report just came out recently. That's the latest news. I mean, lie at all costs to get your way.
Exactly.
And then cry like a baby if you don't. And then peaceful protest if you don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And force us to go along with their, psychotic view of what the world should look like.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really crazy. For about 7 years, I've been talking about some of this trans stuff, and I don't want to get into it here, but it's just nuts. I mean, what they're proposing is nuts. Killing babies after they're born. You're a girl if you're born with a... It's just nuts.
Pedophilia in California being legalized or on the way to be legalized. I've follow it somewhat. I always kind of joke about, I'm a full-time realtor to pay the bills, right?
Yeah.
We're full-time realtors, and when I first started my show 10 years ago, people would say, oh, don't talk about religion, don't talk about politics, these certain taboo type things. And then as I'm going through my life and I'm aging into my 40s, and I start thinking, what? This world is going crazy, and I'm not going to stand for it. I'm a man of principle. I'm a man of my values. I'm a Christian. I believe in right and wrong, good and evil. And I believe when evil surfaces, it's people like me and you and our crew, people around us that stand up and fight for that.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the things we see are so astonishing that you would have never even thought that they would even propose some of this nonsense 10, 12 years ago. I mean, this is not things that we're looking like 50 years and think it's great. This is actually craziness. I mean, like the transgender stuff, like all of a sudden, like I'm sure you've heard that if you put 50 trans men and 50, real men on an island, in 100 years, they'll all be dead. And, the only thing you'll find is like 100 men on the island. It's just crazy. It's nuts. And the reparations, you see now that the one guy wants to give somebody $200 million, everybody.
Yeah.
Somehow he's worked out that math. I don't think he's ever gone to a business school or like used a calculator, because $200 million for every person, that's not the people that every black person in America, that would be every person that would be affected possibly back then, which wasn't a huge number.
Yeah. And
the mules would all be dead because they can't reproduce. So it's just crazy. It's just, and
it really is.
So here I am, person doing my little small thing in the world, and you're doing your small thing, and I appreciate what you're doing, and everybody that does something to at least hold back the tide waters of this crazy liberal wave that is coming across. It's not just America; it's everywhere.
Yeah, it is. It's very pernicious. It's a movement that is slimy. It's pernicious. It's all of those, and it's kind of sleeper. It's a sleeper cell, and all of a sudden now it's like, wow, it's in your face. It's blown up, and started, I think primarily under the Obama administration with a lot of the, we got to have different bathrooms and all this kind of argument that was brought on. I want to get to this event coming up because we really want to promote this. We want to have all of our listeners, our viewers, our audience. We want to blow this thing up because you set a world record last year.
Yeah, we did. Guinness is, they're reluctant to like make it official, I believe. They've claimed it's kind of political. But when they took my $800 to apply for the world record, that was never a problem, And I laid out exactly what we were doing. Huh. So I don't know. I know in my heart that we beat the record that was held by Malaysia at the time by like hundreds and hundreds of boats. I have video evidence. I have data. Guinness is very rigid about how you do it. I had to get registrations and vessel numbers and names for every boat. I had to submit them.
Wow.
I had a video of every boat crossing the finish line, that was counted by accountants and an actuary, and certifications were submitted.
Wow.
And they're just, people are like, why didn't we get it? I'm like, well, I don't control that portion of it. I know some people are frustrated that, it's not in the book, but I've done everything I can, and we've moved as far as we can. But in my heart, I know that we broke the world record, and I actually own the domain worldrecordboatparade.com. So
there you go.
Yeah,
I like that. So we got Saturday, June 10th coming up. Yeah. Tell us about that.
Well, I did the boat parade, and there's some other groups out there like the Trump Squad and the Town Hall Patriots and things like that do other types of things. So we're going to kind of join our thing together. And if you can think Trump-style rally, which you're going to come and speak at.
Absolutely.
Roger Stone's going to be there, Anthony Sabatini. I got some other big names. I just haven't locked them down yet. So think Trump-style rally meets boat parade, and it's going to be in Bicentennial Park in Madeira Beach. And what we're planning on is a huge rally of people on the shore, one if by land. And then if you want to come by sea, you can park your boat out in a flotilla with all your Trump flags and things like that. You can go get a Trump flag at conservative grounds. You can, however you want to participate, you can participate. There's also going to be a car parade that's going to leave conservative grounds at 10 o'clock. Advise you get there at 9. It's going to lead you to the event.
Yep.
And we're just going to have a time where we kick off Trump's campaign here in Pinellas County, and we also celebrate his birthday. His birthday's in 4 days. Can't really have people come out. They're not going to come out on a Wednesday, So
right, exactly.
We're doing it on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And the night before, we're having a big VIP party with Roger Stone and things like that.
That's cool. Yeah, so that's going to be Bicentennial Park. There's a flotilla combination. There's classic cars. Bring your hot rods out. and it's going to be Saturday, June 10th. It's a Trump event, and the website is MAGATrumprally.com.
Yeah, MAGATrumprally.com. And the campaign is involved in this. This isn't just Cliff, doing this like by himself. So the campaign is actively involved in this. They're aware of this, and we're just trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. So
yeah,
it's a Facebook event. If you go to that website, MAGATrumprally.com, and just say you're going, and you'll see the discussion as it grows, as things change. You'll be informed, and it should be a good time.
Yeah, definitely. Go to the page, like the page, and come on out and support, the conservative movement in Pinellas County in Florida. It's a grassroots movement. It it seems like it always has been. It started there, right? And then now, we see all the attacks on Trump. I mean, he's got to be the most persecuted man in the history of the planet outside of Jesus Christ.
It's unbelievable, yeah. And just remember, we're like the I-4 corridor. I mean, we are the political hotbed of America, not just Florida. The boat parade started with my friend Carlos over on the East Coast, and I mean, we've had the biggest boat parades in many places in Florida.
Yeah.
So come out; it's gonna be a great day. The whole political engine's refiring this summer, and we are going to be the first Trump event, I think, anywhere that's hosted by not Trump himself going to a rally. It's it's us putting it on.
And by the way, when you're out on the boat and you're out in the roadways, you see Trump flags, you see Trump stickers, you see these things. Do you ever see a Biden flag? I've never seen do they even make a Biden flag?
Yeah, I actually saw one.
Did you?
During, it's crazy, during the last, I also did the Trumperillas.
Okay.
When Mayor Castor canceled Gasparilla, me and my buddy Dion Cheney, we created Trumperilla.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And we had like 500 boats. And I remember we did another one down in Fort Myers at Trumperilla. We did one in San Diego. But there was one where we had like 1,000 boats going one direction, and there was one boat going the opposite direction in the canal with a Biden flag.
Oh, man.
That's the only time I've ever seen a Biden flag.
That's like a kind of a, what do they call it? Like a figurative, like a metaphor for the way the election went, right?
And it was a pretty cheap, crappy boat, I will say that.
There you go. Oh, that's great. Cliff Gephart in studio here. He's the creator of Conservative Grounds Coffee. By the way, if folks want to come visit you and get some coffee, where do they go?
We're at Ulmerton Road and 66th Street on the southwest corner, or you can go to conservativegrounds.com. And we'll drop a bag in the mail to you.
There you go. Awesome. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. I'm going to talk more with Cliff about some of the politics and different things. And he was actually, can you set this up for us, Cliff? You were at the January 6th event firsthand. Give us a little teaser, and we'll talk more about that on the second half here.
Yeah, I was. And some of what you see, I don't believe. And some of the stuff you hear from conservatives about certain things, I don't subscribe to.
Right.
Because I saw things with my own eyes. So I'll tell you a little bit about that when we come back.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, great teaser for that. More with Cliff Gephart here. Go to MAGATrumprally.com, MAGATrumprally.com. And if you have any questions or you want more information, 727-263-3707. You can call or text that number. It's an off-air line, 727-263-3707. And also consumerqb.com. We'll be right back. More with Cliff, Conservative Grounds Coffee creator, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. We've got a hot listing here before we get back into the conversation with Cliff. We've got a hot listing at 3704 Burger Road in Lutz, Florida. This is a beautiful home. It's an estate-style home. You might call it a mansion. I mean, if you got 10,000 square feet, maybe you call that a mansion. 10 bedrooms, 12 baths, no CDD or HOA. You got an indoor pool, full bar, and an oversized deck. Just think about all the great entertaining and party you could throw at this beautiful home. $2.3 million price tag. Beautiful home right here in Tampa Bay. This is 3704 Burger Road in Lutz, Florida. Full tennis court, library, movie theater, sauna, 2 master suites, grand balcony, and more. Beautiful property on Burger Road, Lutz, Florida. Compliments of the Platinum MVP team. 14 Baywood Drive. This is another beautiful property in Palm Harbor. What we got here is a 3-story home, 2913 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, wood-burning fireplace in the living room, vaulted ceilings, pool, screened-in pool in the back. Now, what I love about this home is it's a waterfront community, and you've got a private boat ramp with bay access and boat docks there. 14 Baywood Drive, Palm Harbor, Florida. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, back into the conversation with Cliff. Cliff, take it away. Tell us about your experience at the January 6th event.
Well, I went to January 6th. I flew in the day before, and I was actually on the stage at the event in the Freedom Square with people like Roger Stone and Forgiato Blow and, a bunch of people. And there's often people say, the left says that Trump sent us there to do,
right,
craziness. I don't believe that in my heart.
Yeah.
I went there to express my concern for the country, to share my thoughts on how I think things went. And when I saw what I saw happening, I had to burn a time out. I'm like, no, I'm not part of this. This isn't Braveheart. I'm not conquering this castle here. And when I saw what happened, I think it was terrible. And I know the narrative is always, oh, well, the FBI had people that got you to do it.
Incited
and did like that.
Yep.
Now, there's a guy that has often been referred to as Scaffold Commander. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Is it Ray Epps?
No. I don't know who Scaffold Commander is. There was a scaffolding set up for the inauguration. There was a guy at the top of that with black and like tan pants and shirt, some combination of that, with a bullhorn, just inciting people to keep going, keep pushing.
Right.
I don't know who that is, but if you have to pick one person that I think was responsible for that, hey, it was Scaffold Commander.
Yep.
I know people were there. They were, they were passionate. And I say often it's the great day in selfie history. I think most people I saw that participated in that wanted nothing more than a selfie. But I will say that when you saw people like doing things that, breaking things and pushing past where they should have pushed past, I think that was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I often tell people that when your mom raised you and said, look, if your friends are doing stupid things, you need to leave. Don't get wrapped up in doing stupid things. So even if everybody there was an FBI agent or a CIA informative or just a bad apple or they were Antifa or whoever they were, if they're encouraging you to do stupid things and you do those stupid things, then you are stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And you should be held responsible for the stupid things you do.
Yep.
I happened to listen to my mom when I was younger most of the time, and when I saw that happening, I'm like, no, I'm not participating in this. I'm not breaking a window. I was watching windows being broken. I'm not going to participate in that. I left. Now, it was hard to leave because I was like a salmon swimming upstream with thousands of people moving towards the Capitol, and me moving away. And if the FBI wants to check my bank records, they'll see I was eating a sandwich and a bowl of soup on a very cold January 6th in a place called Potbelly's.
Yep.
I was not a part of that. I was not, I went there to report. I reported back to 3 radio stations, 3 television stations. I felt like I was a journalist at that point.
Right.
And I didn't want to be wrapped up in that. So
yeah. Well, I think Tucker did a good job with the video kind of showing like, hey, they're leading this guy around. They're kind of like saying, yeah, come on this way. Like you said, a glorified selfie. And, a lot of the lies told by the left also were about the policeman dying. The only death that I'm aware of that day was Ashley Babbitt. Shot.
Yeah, and I don't know if I want to get involved in Ashley Babbitt's thing because I'll say it, and I'm sure I'll lose another 1,000 followers this day. But by the time they got to that door where Ashley Babbitt got shot at, and you're probably never going to have me on the show again if I share this, they've already broken through doors.
Right.
Mobs have moved through the building. I cannot. Now, I opened up conservative grounds because 6 police officers were asked to leave a Starbucks. I cannot sit here and in good heart and good faith say that I support those police, but not the police that took an oath to defend those congressmen.
Mm-hmm.
And when a mob of people were breaking down a door with unknown intentions, and those police officers swore an oath to protect those people in that room.
Right.
And they've already shown that they'll break things down.
Yeah.
To fire a shot to stop that, I don't know that I'm not in favor of that.
Sure.
Because it stopped it immediately.
Right.
Now, if those people would have broken into that room, and who knows what their intention was, and harmed a congressman that I supported, or a police officer that I supported, I'm not so terribly distraught that Ashley Babbitt was shot.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I was in favor of it, But once again, dumb people did dumb things on that day.
Yeah, it was a lot leading up to that.
And I think that, it's, the F around and find out.
Yep.
Somebody found out that day.
Right.
And I often say, if somebody's in my street and they're screaming at my family, I'm not shooting them. If they come in my yard, I'm probably not going to shoot them. But the moment they kick through my door,
right,
about 35, 5, 6 are going to go through that door that way.
Right.
And I think how those police officers felt. People had come they were out front, they came into the yard, now they're in the building.
Yep.
And they were there to protect somebody.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's
my perspective, and I'm sure you'll go onto my Facebook page and my Twitter page, and I'll lose all my followers in the next 15 minutes, and then I'll build them back over.
Well, no. Look, that's a different point of view. Haven't heard that point of view. So different. That's what's great about America.
Because people are afraid to say it.
You have different points of view.
People are afraid to say what I just said and be a conservative.
Right. No, I get it. So we got a couple minutes left. Let's plug the rally again. Saturday, June 10th. We got the Trump event coming up. MAGATrumprally.com. Boat parade. It's gonna have a car parade element.
Yeah. Boat parade, land parade. I want to say one thing that I always share this. When I get like an extra minute. Yep. When I was at Mar-a-Lago, I had the opportunity to speak to Trump. He only spoke to me on this one particular day, and he knew we were having the Trumparilla event back. When Jane Castor canceled Gasparilla.
Yep.
And he said to me, "I appreciate it."
Yeah.
And I was surprised that he knew I was having it. I was surprised he knew who I was. But I often convey that to other people, that whatever you do, whether it's if you host a radio show, whether you put a blog post up that, pushes back against the liberal, we all appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I was surprised when Trump told me he appreciated what I did. And it leads me to believe that when people do the things that we want them to support the country we want,
right,
I appreciate it.
Right.
And everybody's appreciated, whether it's a blog post, whether it's, standing out waving a flag on a street corner with a Trump flag, or coming to a Trump rally, it's appreciated. So come on out, be appreciated.
That's right.
Trump appreciates you coming. Let's support him, and let's move forward. And, this time, if you haven't seen the movie 2000 Mules, watch it.
Right.
2000 Mules, I assure you that every drop box will be camped out like Best Buy on Black Friday by conservatives.
Yeah.
That's what I think will happen.
Hey, that's great. I love that. That's a good way to end. Bring it all together. We've got to pull together. We've got to pull together as a conservative movement, people that love our country, people that love good versus evil, people that love our Lord and Savior, people that love America as it is. We want to conserve that. We don't want it to be turned into the third world country that other countries are. Clip, good job. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. All right, taking a quick break. Coming back, Brent Shiver, Wild Out Animal and Pest Removal, one of our expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.